All right, welcome back to the episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. Tonight we're back with a three-part cast. We got Alex, we got Chris, and we got Keith. We're going to be hopping into our predictions for the NFC West and who's going to be walking away with that division here in 2023. As always, hit us in the comments. You know we're going to get back with you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for us because it is completely free to you. We're growing the family. We love you being a part of the family. If you're already a subscriber, thanks for coming back for another episode. And if you'll do us a favor, just hit that like button as it does make our videos more popular, gets in front of more people, and ultimately helps us grow our family. So we are breaking down the NFC West. We got Seattle, we got Los Angeles Rams, we got Arizona Cardinals and San Fran 49ers. Let's start with the most disappointing team of this division this year, the Arizona Cardinals. So completely giving up, basically, just let DeAndre Hopkins go to Tennessee, Kyler Murray hurt. They are basically saying, hey, we're taking for Caleb Williams.
Basically. Because they have Hollywood Brown and Rondale Moore, who's not horrible. Greg Dortch is not your best third string or wide receiver that right there. Zach Ertz was good 5 years ago.
Harris Johnson Jr. is what they drafted for the offensive line, right? So they got themselves a right tackle.
Oh, the kid out of Ohio State?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big kid out of Ohio State.
But, James Conner, you're a Pittsburgh fan. James Conner's okay, but...
he wasn't nothing special. It was one of those things to where, he started off okay, and then I don't think he got any better. If he did, it was just the stats didn't match what you saw on the field, you know?
He certainly took a step back in 22, right? The same amount of yards basically as 21,
yeah.
But 7 rushing touchdowns instead of 15.
That's because he get to the goal line. He'd get all the goal line touches. That's how he got 15 touchdowns in 2021.
His yards are almost the exact same.
Yeah. He split 2021 with Chase Edmonds.
Correct.
So this was his season alone last year to be the guy, and he.
I think 2021 though was a little bit of Pittsburgh let me walk, so I'm gonna show out kind of thing.
Yeah.
2022 is a different story. It's nothing that you're not gonna be you're not gonna be taking him early in your fantasy draft. I'll put it that way.
No, he's like an RB3, RB4 type of guy.
Yeah, guaranteed.
A flex when you need a flex kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's some guys on this defense. Xavier Collins is okay.
And they still have Buda Baker.
Carlos Watkins. Buda Baker is probably the best player on their entire team, top to bottom. So.
Yeah, Buda Baker probably is. Yeah, you're right.
We're going off Madden overall rating.
I don't even have Madden. I can tell you he's probably the best player on this team in Madden. But some pieces. Honestly, I look at this and I say, okay, you're the Cardinals. You know you're probably not going to win more than I'll give them 4 games this year, maybe. Take some opportunity to trade some guys away. Put yourself in position to go get Caleb Williams and start over. This is a team that, they went 4-13 last year. So, yeah, give me 4-13. I'll give them the same record. So,
they definitely didn't improve. So,
yeah, I don't think they did. They surely didn't show themselves anything to be improving.
So. Talking about disappointments, how about the Rams being a huge disappointment last year from after going to the Super Bowl and winning to just straight garbage?
5-12, yeah. 5-12.
Now, granted, Cooper Kupp was hurt a lot last year, so.
But Stafford too.
Stafford probably is still hurt.
Probably true.
But you really don't have that great of a running back. Last year, the running back core was better than it is this year. Cam Akers is the guy there now. You don't have Darrell Henderson Jr. out there anymore.
Yeah, I think Zach Evans is a sneaky RB3 for them right now that will work his way into RB2 and getting some touches. He's the 5-star kid that came from TCU, transferred to Ole Miss.
Oh yeah.
And I think he's sneakily going to work his way into some carries on this team. But I agree with you. Cooper Kupp's the guy, right? You've always loved Cooper Kupp, but Van Jefferson being your wide receiver too is not a great look.
Yeah, especially when you had Allen Robinson last year and couldn't get him the ball.
Yeah.
You had Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson on the same team last year, and Allen Robinson was a dud.
Yeah.
And Cooper Kupp got hurt.
Yeah.
So even when Allen Robinson was your number one guy, you couldn't get him the ball.
Yeah, I don't look at this team and say they got any better this year.
They didn't.
Bobby Brown III's decent. Byron Young playing that weak side linebacker, rush linebacker.
They still have Aaron Donald, and that's about it.
Jordan Fuller's not terrible at safety, but yeah, Don't give me any hesitations to say they're going to make themselves back into a division winner and putting themselves in the Super Bowl.
No, I think they go 5-12 again, maybe 6-11. But yeah, they're not going to be.
That's such a crazy decline.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, after and the problem is they traded away all their capital to get Matthew Stafford for that 1 year.
Yeah.
And that's
Matthew Stafford and Von Miller, and then they just let everything walk.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'll give them a little bit better. Give me 7 and 9 for them finishing third in the division. But rolling over to Seattle, I mean, I like Seattle, man.
I like Seattle this year too. Their receiving core is phenomenal with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem though is now that you've got Jackson Smith and Jigba, is Tyler Lockett going to be that home run guy again this year, or is it going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba? I think Lockett's going to see a decline in productivity this year because DK's still going to get his touches because he's DK and he's 6'8".
Yeah.
But Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think, is going to take away a lot of the home runs that Tyler Lockett is used to getting.
I'm not against that. I'm not against that take. I think that's a good take. I do think
he's younger and faster.
Yeah, I just think that I'm really interested to see where they play people because if they're going to play Tyler Lockett on the inside slot, I think Lockett gets the same numbers he did last year. Maybe more catches and yards, less touchdowns. If they play Lockett outside, I think absolutely Smith and Jigba, if he's playing in the slot, is an absolute weapon.
I think they're going to put Jigba in the slot,
and so
he's better suited for the slot.
And so that would certainly put him in a position to really be taking some targets away from both Metcalf and Lockett. But I just think this team is deeper this year offensively. Obviously, Smith and Jigba's a great add. Zach Charbonnet, I can't even remember how to say his name.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyways, he's from UCLA. This is a great running back too for them behind
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, who's the Heisman man.
Yeah.
Alex is Heisman man. So I just look at this team and definitely say they're deeper this year.
Yeah, Noah Fant at tight ends, a decent tight end, another one of those Iowa tight ends with Will Dissly behind him, who's not a bad second tight end. I don't really know. Did they do much on the defensive side of the ball? I mean, I know last year the defense wasn't their strong suit, but they kept him enough in games to be able to win some games.
They did a couple things. They brought Bobby Wagner back to play middle linebacker, which I thought is interesting. I mean, he's older, obviously, but
it's going to be like a farewell tour type of thing.
I think that's more of what it is. Yeah, and then Jaron Reed at nose tackle is an absolutely huge guy. Quandre Diggs at free safety, and then they drafted Devin Weatherspoon from Illinois, who's I think a very physical, gives them a very similar cornerback. Yeah, to somebody that kind of fits their scheme of what they used to have with the Legion of Boom.
With Richard Sherman over there,
very physical corner. So I think that really kind of makes up the team of who they want to be, and so this is a little bit better team. I mean, they went 9-8 last year. Give me 10-7 probably. They're probably a game better than they were last year.
The big question then becomes is Geno Smith going to be the Geno Smith of last year or the Geno Smith that was a backup for the last 20 years?
I put my money on him being similar to his productivity last year personally.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be the guy.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be the same guy as he was last year, and they're gonna be extremely happy that this has shown up here as of late.
Yeah, I mean they ought to be happy because otherwise they had Drew Lock and they would have probably been closer to 5-12.
Yeah, but Drew Lock has actually shined in the preseason. They've been really high in the preseason.
Yeah, a couple people have shined in the preseason that won't probably do anything.
I'm just saying. I mean,
all right, let's talk the previous champions, 49ers. How good can the 49ers be this year?
As far as Brock Purdy can take them.
Yeah.
Same thing.
If Brock Purdy shows up, they'll win the division.
So, yeah, it's really good. Well, I think they're going to win the division solely based on their defense alone. I mean, they're arguably the best defense in that division. Probably the best defense outside of the Eagles in the NFC. I mean, their defense alone can carry them through some of these games. It's really going to be a matter of who shows up at quarterback, and if it's Brock Purdy, is it Brock Purdy, during the good times of last year, or are they going to have to rely on Sam Darnold or Trey Lance to get them through the season?
Yeah, I'm very, very curious because they announced today that Sam Darnold is officially going to be their QB2 going into the season. So now that puts Trey Lance at the third QB. Do they trade him? Like that's what I would do if I
you have to. I mean, you got to get rid of him.
You have to trade him at this point just because you took him at the 3rd pick overall. But the question becomes, who's going to take him?
Yeah.
And what are you going to get for him? You're not going to get a 1st-round pick back for him.
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
it's not going to happen.
They'll be lucky if they get a 3rd-round pick back for
You're
him.
probably not going to get a 3rd. I'm thinking like a 4th or a 5th.
Yeah, I agree.
But at that point, who wants him? Who needs him? Nobody really needs that quarterback.
Well, I mean, the only other team may be like Seattle, right? Like, is a team like Seattle who's got a 32-year-old quarterback currently and doesn't really like Drew Lock that much anymore, or, do they take a chance on Trey Lance?
Yeah.
I mean, it could potentially happen, or you can see like a Minnesota going out there potentially looking at something like that too.
Yeah, Minnesota's a team that clearly has no backup to the end there. Tampa Bay is in need of a quarterback. If they want
Tampa
to,
Bay-
No, they just announced Baker Mayfield to start. They're good, dude.
yeah, okay,
They're good.
yeah, we've seen how that's going.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Giants, like, I don't think the Giants know whether.
Did Dobbs sit or not?
They gave Daniel Jones that contract. I don't think they wanted to give him that contract.
No.
But they had no other choice at the time, which is why he got like what 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I think his performance has shown enough that they're like, okay, we got to at least take another gamble on him.
Yeah.
But they weren't like set on.
Well, they
They're
didn't
like,
want
okay,
to.
well,
Yeah, they
We
didn't.
got
want
to
to
see
do
what
it.
happens, kind of thing.
How about the Patriots? I mean, let's be real. I don't think they love Mac Jones.
I think they like Brandon. I think like Bailey Zappi. I think Zappi's the future there. We talked about that last week. I think Zappi's the future.
Yeah.
So I don't think because Belichick had in Trey Lance, or he had Cam Newton, what he would get in Trey Lance.
Oh, probably.
Granted, it's a younger version of Cam Newton, but Cam Newton didn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't think that style of quarterback is going to play into a
Belichick offense.
Bill Belichick offense. Bill Belichick is centered around a pocket passer, which is what you have in Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones. If Mac Jones can get it together,
Yeah.
you have your pocket quarterback in those two guys. It's just a matter of who he wants to go forward with.
Yeah.
But getting back on topic of the 49ers, I think the 49ers are the clear front runner in the NFC West. I mean, when you've got Deebo Samuels and Brandon Ayuk and Joquan Smith, was it Joquan Smith? Is that the 3rd receiver?
No, Jennings. Jawan Jennings. from
Jawan
Tennessee.
Jennings, sorry. So yeah, I mean, you got and you got Greg Kill coming back and Juszczyk out there who's huge for them in certain situations.
Yeah. This team is so deep. Javon Kinlaw is a backup. That is wild.
That's wild because the fact that like
They drafted him in the first round.
Last year they hyped him up so much and he performed well and like, I mean he's just a beast.
I think he was hurt some of last year.
Yeah,
too,
he was
though.
hurt.
I don't think. Well, hell, he's hurt right now. Yeah, he only played 6 games last year.
So he's back to 320.
That's why he's the backup.
Yeah.
He's back. And he's also back to 320 too.
6'5", 320. Yeah, dude's huge. That's crazy. I agree. I think the unique thing of the situation that they're going to be in this year, can they keep Christian McCaffrey healthy? I think having a healthy Elijah Mitchell will help take carries off of Christian McCaffrey.
That's the issue though too. Is Elijah Mitchell is very injury prone.
I know.
So Christian McCaffrey's been proven to be injury prone the last. Now, granted, he didn't get hurt last year when he was in San Francisco.
No.
But he's very much so injury prone. And Elijah Mitchell's been hurt every year. He's been.
Are they going to get the QB rule changed are they going to get the running back rule changed like they did the QB rule last year, where you can have extra running backs and so because they all get fucking hurt?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I recognize these names for these running back. Jordan Mason looks like he was out of Georgia Tech, second season guy, and then Tyron David Price. That's right, he's from LSU. I remember him now. Yeah, he's from LSU. So. I mean, a couple guys they've gotten some carries in the preseason. Both have carried the ball 13 times already. So they're clearly working them out because they know there's a chance. But I mean, I like a 12-5 season for the 49ers.
Yeah, I see them either going 13-4 or 12-5. But there's not going to be much change there.
Yeah. So I think I'll stick with it the way it was last year. San Fran, Seattle, Rams, Cardinals. Give me the Rams having the best improvement going 7-9 this year.
I just think going one more like I said on San Fran, it's just going to be depending on how far whatever quarterback they have takes them. I mean, because let's be honest, the quarterbacks they have are not really proven.
Hey man, Sam Darnold's a guy, dude.
Sam Darnold sees ghosts.
He used to.
He still does.
He used to. Sam Darnold has literally thrown more interceptions than touchdowns across the last 3 seasons. That's
No, he threw 3 last year.
Yeah, but if you add up the last 3 seasons, he's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. That is
In
brutal.
just 2 seasons, he eclipsed it.
Yeah. So, how about you guys?
Yeah, I think it's going to fall the same way. I think San Fran's going to be the front runner at either, like I said, 13 to 4, 12 and 5. Seattle's going to be right there in second place again, potentially going into a wild card, and then the Rams, and then Arizona. I think Arizona could potentially go like 2 and 15.
Jesus.
I'm going to keep it almost the exact same, but I think Gino's going to lead the Seahawks to the division winners.
Woo! You call some injuries for the 49ers?
Yeah, I'm going to call some injuries for the 49ers. 49ers fall
injuries
second.
and some bad quarterbacks.
Sleepy,
Gino's going to take them to the
play.
division winners.
Sleepy play here. You get San Fran hurt. Yeah, if you get Purdy, Mitchell, and McCaffrey hurt on San Fran, that Alex might be right. Alex might be right. That's some sleepy money right there.
Christian McCaffrey, has he played a full season healthy?
Outside of his first 3 years in Carolina, I don't think so. I mean, he might have last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 49ers are going to have a lot of injuries. Shit's going to get wild.
Let's see. I want to say Keith's right. First 3 seasons he played all 16 games.
He's still young blood.
Last year he only played 11 of the 17.
Yeah, but before that it was 6, 7, and 3.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well,
Jesus Christ.
that year, that was the COVID year. That was the year that he tore. He broke his leg, or something. He hurt his knee. Then he did something here to a leg, and then he also did something here to a leg, and then they traded.
So you got a running back with multiple leg injuries?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
At 27.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I still stand by what Gino's gonna. The 35-year-old ancient retired dude in the backfield is gonna lead the Seahawks to the division winners.
All right, I like it. Hit us in the comments. Let us know who you think is going to win the NFC West here in 2023. And as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.